The Georgia boy gets it done. What's up, guys? It's me. I'm back with another video. I am back with my 2022 NASCAR Cup Series Atlanta Summer Race review. Congratulations to Chase Elliott scoring the win, sweeping the day, by the way. But he scores the victory, his third of the season, the first driver to win 3 races so far this year. At Atlanta, his home track. The first time he's ever won at Atlanta in the Cup Series. Becoming only the second father-son duo to win at Atlanta with his dad, Bill. The other duo, of course, being the Earnhardts, Dale and Dale Jr. We got a bunch to talk about here, so let's just go ahead and let's jump into this. So make sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on future videos and streams. Make sure to use code ANJJ for free shipping on orders of $30 or more at Circuit Diecast. And also make sure to use the link to Steve Vendor's random fantasy picks down below if you have Twitter to get your pick. I got Cody Ware for New Hampshire. Fuck. Anyway, NASCAR apparently moved the start time up due to the threat of weather, which ended up not happening in the end, so nice. Qualifying had been rained out, so the metrics would set the field. No cars to the rear. Elliott started on pole. Early on, Larson believed he might have a steering issue. We get a competition caution. Martin Truex Jr. gets a speeding penalty. Bubba Wallace misses his pit box. Told Christopher Bell would take 2 tires, but would let him go around him before leaving the pit box, which didn't happen. And then Wallace reported issues with his car late in Stage 1, and Chase Elliott takes the Stage 1 victory. Bowman 2nd, Chastain 3rd, Blaney 4th, Byron 5th, Kyle Busch 6th, Kurt Busch 7th, Denny Hamlin 8th, Kyle Larson 9th, and Christopher Bell 10th. Bowman has to go through the grass on pit road to avoid getting into Ryan Blaney, who couldn't give Bowman much room once Larson came out of his pit box. And Stenhouse Jr. with issues on pit road. Eric Jones brushes the wall in Stage 2. We get a caution for B.J. McLeod and Chris Buescher. Ty Dillon was also involved. McLeod loses it off turn 2. Buescher goes for a slide and gets into him. Dillon slides and hits the inside wall. McLeod's day done. And Denny Hamlin with a slow leave off pit road. Stenhouse's team looked under his hood. Wallace's team did the same. And then we get a caution for a big wreck near the front of the field. Martin Truex Jr., it looked at first like he got turned into the wall in 1 and 2, with Chastain pushing him. And people shitted on Chastain for this one. We'll come back to Chastain later, but this one was not his fault. Okay, I know the cool thing is to shit on Chastain for everything he does at this point in time because of all the chaos that he's caused, but this one was not on him. Truex Jr. got blocked by the leader at the time, and he had to check up, and Chastain basically had nowhere to go. Truex Jr. was already loose, and around he went. That's how the record stood. Both of them got up to the wall. McDowell spins off the front bumper of Christopher Bell after some contact / trying to avoid Truex Jr. Logano and Kyle Busch get into the wall together, Logano catching a bit of air. Austin Dillon gets turned into the wall after getting caught by by the sliding McDowell. Larson gets involved as well. Gregson on pit road. He would go to the garage. It was a mechanical issue, so he could return. Austin Dillon's day is done. Chris Buescher brings out the next caution because he lost his right front tire. Kyle Busch got black flagged for unapproved equipment. Gregson's day with the suspension issue, unfortunately, that would end his day. McDowell pits during Stage 2 with a possible flat tire. Chase Briscoe goes for a spin off turn 2, which brings out the caution once again. He doesn't hit anyone or the wall. Right rear tire, though, shredding on the car. Stenhouse Jr.'s team looking under the hood for the 3rd time today on pit road. And then coming to the end of Stage 2, Alex Bowman loses a tire in 3 and 4, goes for a spin by himself, and somehow does not get collected, nor does he collect anyone else. NASCAR throws the caution here to end the stage, and Bowman gets pushed back to pit road, and Chase Elliott takes the Stage 2 victory. Reddick 2nd, Keselowski 3rd, Blaney 4th, Kurt Busch, 5th, Bell 6th, Burton 7th, Byron 8th, Chastain 9th, and Corey LaJoie in 10th. Corey LaJoie. This was a amazing day for him, and it sucks how it ended, but he had a really good day. He led a bunch of laps. He got the 1 stage point, at the end of Stage 2, and had he won the race, that would have been huge. Now, he is on the outs. He's 31st in points, or he was going into this race. Probably still is. So even if he had one, it would not guarantee him a spot in the playoffs because you have to be in the top 30 to do that. But because of Keselowski's penalty from earlier in the season, which cost him, I think, like 100 points or something like that, and then Gilliland would be being right in front of him, if LaJoie could have some pretty damn good runs the rest of the way, had he won, there's a chance that he could have, he could jump into the top 30 and get a playoff spot and completely shake up what's left of the playoff field that isn't a winner thus far. Brad Keselowski has to back up a bit. Speaking of, before getting out of his pit box, team lost a tire in Nicole Custer's pit box. Reddick overshoots his pit stall a little bit. Unfortunately, Stenhouse Jr.'s day is done, and as such, Keselowski gets an equipment interference penalty. Bowman gets told to bring his car back to pit road. Unfortunately, his day is done. And then we get a caution. Multiple cars involved. Brad Keselowski, Bubba Wallace, Tyler Reddick, William Byron, Ty Dillon, Garrett Smithley, Todd Gilliland, Michael McDowell, Kyle Larson. Larson made contact with Dillon before the wreck happened. And Ware goes for a spin after getting by. Smithley was checking up. His car was loose. He was slowing up, and Ty Dillon got into him, and that caused a chain reaction. Unfortunately, that took out Byron as well as last week's winner, Tyler Reddick, and Garrett Smithley's day would be done as well. We get another caution, this time for Kyle Busch. He gets sideways. Cody Ware gets involved as well, spinning off the corner after trying to save his car. He gets into the wall. They thought he broke a toe link, but it ended up being a right front tire flat. Then we get going again. Kurt Busch and Eric Jones make a little bit of contact. Then we get a caution coming to 24 laps to go. Christopher Bell goes for a spin off turn 4 through the grass. He gets the car straight and gets onto pit road with all 4 tires stuck, and he didn't collect anyone else. Kurt Busch would overshoot his pit box here. And then more issues for Christopher Bell. Tire comes off on pit road, left rear. He's stuck on pit road, and it looked like he left his pit box before the crew member had the left rear wheel completely tight, though the team did look like they dropped the jack, so water under the bridge. Because Bell's car and the tire remain on pit road, this will be up to NASCAR, but it may not be a suspension. If it came off on the racetrack, absolutely would have been a suspension for the crew chief and 2 of his crew guys for 4 weeks. Then we get then we get the next caution, that being for Denny Hamlin. He spins, courtesy of Ross Chastain, who got into his left rear after going up the track a little bit. Brad Keselowski gets involved as well, and the rest of the field somehow avoids it. Blaney made a low contact with Chastain from behind. Suarez may have bumped Keselowski into a spin, or Brad may have had a tire going down already, considering that's what was shown. It's hard to tell, but that happened. And of course, this just adds to the Hamlin-Chastain beef. When we get to the playoffs, Hamlin's going to pay Chastain back one way or the other. He keeps his receipts. And so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But with Chastain, well, we'll come back to him again. But this is one that unlike the one with MTJ earlier, this one you can put on Ross. And Jeff Burton had choice words for him during the broadcast, saying that Chastain needs to clean this up. And I do agree. Chastain does need to clean some of this up. But I also like Dale Jr.'s comment. He wants him to change, but he doesn't want him to change. So there you go. Caution comes out again, this time for Joey Logano, not even 1 lap after the restart, and Denny Hamlin was involved as well. Logano driving into the grass on the front stretch, missing pit road. Hamlin, Logano, and Bell were 3 wide, and Bell turned Hamlin into Logano without getting caught up in it himself. And I want to reiterate once again, Hamlin is so fucking lucky he has 2 wins, let alone 1. Or I should say he has a win, let alone 2, because he has had shit luck this year. Whether it's been the Chastain shit or just other shit. And, yeah, he's lucky to have the 2 wins. Because if he doesn't, he wouldn't even be in the playoffs right now. So, there you go. So, we get the restart with 3 laps to go. LaJoie and Truex both have big saves following the restart. MTJ gets sent high and 3 wide with Elliott and Chastain. Elliott makes a bit of contact with him, and Truex Jr. falls back. Elliott then takes the lead from LaJoie coming across the start-finish line with 2 to go. Elliott takes the white flag, and then he basically blocks LaJoie up to the wall. LaJoie gets into the wall, comes back down, and wrecks. Caution comes out. Elliott scored the winner. Again, as I said before, he joins his dad Bill to be the second father-son duo to win at Atlanta, the Earnhardts being the other pair. Elliott's first career win at Atlanta as well in the Cup Series. Involved in the wreck would be LaJoie, Ryan Blaney, who LaJoie made a little bit of contact with, Kurt Busch, Cole Custer. As I said, Elliott blocked LaJoie up to the wall, and LaJoie was screwed thereafter. A lot of people making comparisons to the Larson-Elliott moment back at Auto Club, where Larson kind of did the same thing, and how people were pissed about it then because Elliott was on the receiving end of it. But when he's giving it this time, the fans, well, I don't want to say all Elliott fans. I've seen some Elliott fans that I follow. They're not happy with the move themselves because, I mean, Elliott, yes, he was up there, and LaJoie knew it was his one shot. He didn't take Elliott out with him, so fair play. He absolutely could have. And the crazy thing is, I want to point this out. If the race stayed green to the end of the lap, Chastain, despite the chaos, scored second. Imagine if he wins this race over Elliott. Elliott's fan base, Hamlin's fan base, Truex Jr.'s fan base, most of the NASCAR fan base would be losing their minds because what the fuck. But yeah, Chastain takes second, Cindric third, so a great day for him, helping him out in points towards the playoffs, and Eric Jones fourth. I couldn't grab who was fifth, but regardless, like I said before, I feel bad for LaJoie. It's one of the rare times he's had a shot at winning a race. Like, he finished top 5 at the spring race, but I don't believe he led a lot of laps, if any. When you look back at the Daytona summer race last year, he had a chance to win that one and unfortunately got taken out at the end, so same result here. But when we get to the Daytona summer race this year, I wouldn't necessarily be surprised if LaJoie is back up near the front with a shot to win. And it's going to be interesting to see where we're at that point. Because we still have several races to go, 3 playoff spots left for non-winners. MTJ and Blaney still do not have wins. If MTJ doesn't get in, if Elliott doesn't get into MTJ with 3 to after the restart with 3 to go, and MTJ can stay up at the front, I think him and Elliott battle each other. Maybe they take each other out, but this would be as good of a chance as any for MTJ to get his first win of the season, leaving 2 open spots. Blaney, you would figure, is going to get a win at some point between now and Daytona, which then leaves 1 spot left for a whole host of drivers to battle for. Guys like Eric Jones, Austin Dillon, Bubba Wallace, Chris Buescher, LaJoie, and others. I already mentioned Eric Jones, sorry. Christopher Bell would be the other one, primarily speaking. So with all that being said, pretty solid race. And next week, NASCAR, they coming back to the Granite State, baby. I wish I could be there. I had so much fun last year. Not going this year, so I will be doing the race reaction from home, of course. But with all that being said, thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on future videos and streams. Make sure to use code ANJJ for free shipping at orders of $30 or more at Circuit Diecast. Make sure to use the link down below to see the vendors' random fantasy picks to get your pick if you have Twitter. Hopefully your pick is better than mine. I got freaking Cody Ware. And with all that being said, I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.